Addiction is a disease which is very, very widespread, and it's very important that in managing addictive disease by appropriate assessment, we get to the appropriate people dealing with the appropriate patients.
The Business and Industry Clinic wants to make a difference with people, and wants to make a difference with people who are in trouble with their alcohol and drug use, but also wants to make a difference in assisting their families. How do we assist workplaces? How do we do this?
Our mission in the clinic is to be partners in recovery with the workplace. So we work closely with referral agents, with the employer and with the client to match the client to treatment that will best suit their needs. The employees of the Business and Industry Clinic and of the Centre as a whole are very dedicated to their work. They're professionals. Many of them have experienced issues of addictions in their background, and therefore I think have a huge and greater empathy for clients who are coming through the doors for the first time.
I was involved in the initial development and design of the Business and Industry Clinic back in 1994. And so when we started up the clinic, it was a new concept, and very much how do we understand the needs of the Alberta workplace? How do we understand the needs of their employees?
There are a number of people who I've referred to the Business and Industry Clinic who've had really significant success. And some of the things that they highlight that they found particularly useful are the fact that there's a strong sense of caring that's been relayed to them, and also that there's the extensive follow-up program. They feel very connected to that program and know that the connection is going to continue for a significant period of time.
When you have an alcohol or drug problem, let me tell you, it affects every part of your life. My job was a big part of my life, but my use took over. I'd be late for work or stay home sick more than usual. I couldn't concentrate. I was never really all there. I didn't understand how badly my use had taken over my life until one day my boss called me into his office and spoke to me about my behavior. I thought I had it under control, covered my tracks, didn't think anyone knew I had a problem. Actually, I don't think I even knew I had a problem.
One of the things that we know that for somebody who's in trouble with their alcohol or their drug use is that as over time, it will impact different parts of their life. And often, the workplace is one of those last places to get impacted. The nature of alcoholism or addiction is it's progressive. It's insidious. It affects more and more parts of your life. It consumes more of your time, more of your attention. And for the person who's caught in that web, it's subtle.
I know reaching an addict is not an easy task.
There's a lot of shame and guilt to deal with. My EAP counselor and I discussed a couple of options, including a day program at the Alberta Health Services Addiction and Mental Health Office in my hometown. However, she felt it would be best if I got away from the distractions of my life at home and in the community. Once I admitted I was ready to change, it was such a relief.
When we look at the role of various parts of treatment, assessment is essential. I think that without good quality assessment, we don't get good quality results.
It's really important that the referral agent makes a good match to this program, and so it's important that they do a thorough assessment of the client to ensure that this is the right place for them.
After the assessment, my EAP counselor referred me to the Business and Industry Clinic in Grande Prairie.
Grande Prairie is located in northwestern Alberta. It is a smaller community. That is a benefit to most clients coming from larger cities because it offers them anonymity. It gives them a place to retreat to deal with their issues away from the stresses of the workplace.
I had concerns entering treatment. I was going to return to my job eventually and wondered whether people would know I was at the clinic.
I try to be really honest with people about the challenges that they're going to face and the rewards that they're going to experience, so there aren't any surprises for them.
We offer the clients a great deal of respect and treat them with dignity, and that goes a long way in my mind in promoting that client's self-confidence and their recovery process.
The typical client, when they first walk in here, I think they're anxious. They're not sure what alcohol and drug rehab is all about, I guess, and they have a lot of fears. And for some of them, they haven't been off their drug of choice for a significant length of time.
All clients come through the detox when they're admitted to the Business and Industry Clinic program. The detox is a 20-bed facility. It is staffed by nurses and client care assistants.
The 2 full days in detox were tough. I didn't think I needed it, but I guess I did.
They'll be with us for 2 or 3 days initially in that detox phase. We then move them over into our treatment program. We move them over into a suite of clients that they'll be staying with. And then they start participating in our group sessions and in our workshops and lectures, and we'll be attending some of the meetings that are available.
In a group counseling session, it starts off more with introductory kind of activities to get the people to know one another, trying to promote some trust level in the group. Each person brings their own issues and struggles to the sessions to draw upon not only the 12-step, but you also use the cognitive behavioral materials as well in training in counseling. So it's kind of a blend of the two, so people get a benefit of both worlds, I think, in the clinic.
Once the client is admitted into the residential area, they are in a dorm setting. However, that's supportive in that clients can talk about the activities of the day and be supportive to one another even during the evening session. The facility has numerous leisure components.
We have a gymnasium. They play volleyball, badminton. We have a weight gym with stair climbers and elliptical machines and board games. We have pool tables.
One of the reasons that the Business and Industry Clinic is successful is their follow-up program.
It's weekly telephone follow-up of people. It really provides people with that accountability and sense of connection, and I think really supports their recovery process.
After my stay in the treatment center, I had a new lease on life. I was so happy I got through that. I really felt like I had learned how to use some recovery tools that would help me stay sober.
Thank you very much.
It's not uncommon that people will talk about the fact that when they leave treatment, the world looks completely different to them. And then, of course, it's building a life that isn't centered around alcohol and drug use. And when they leave treatment, the whole world is now opened up to them, which is both exciting but also frightening at the same time. So then there's the ongoing process of maintaining recovery, which comes with its own set of challenges.
They talked about relapse, but I thought, there's no way that could be me. I was going back to work, no problem.
Clients do relapse. However, we look at that as a learning tool. And when the client does relapse, having completed a program, they can come back to the clinic and repeat the whole program. And in some cases, that is very helpful for the client. They have learned some things from that relapse process, and that has an impact on their determination to work on those particular issues and continue on with their recovery.
We know the nature of addiction and alcoholism is that it doesn't really go away. There has to be a change in lifestyle. You really have to commit to a new way of life, and that requires support. And so therefore the recovery process is not a month long, it's not 6 months long, not a year long. It really is a lifetime commitment, but you really have to engage in the pieces of that on an ongoing basis.
You know, the actual hard work starts when you begin to live your life sober. I worried that people in the office would treat me differently. I was afraid to face my boss, my coworkers, and my friends.
A lot of times we need to talk about issues before they return to the workplace, like their fears and concerns. as well as the reality of what they're going back into. People are concerned about whether or not other people know they have a problem or where they were for the last month. And so we help them think ahead of who they want to talk to about where they've been and what they want to share about their own story with others.
Feels really good. What do you have for me? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this thing.
We have the privilege of seeing clients leave with hope and certainly with the tools that will help them stay sober.
To see them seeing a new direction maybe for the first time in their life, and that to me is a powerful thing. And when they're walking out the doors, they have a little bit of jump in their step and a sparkle back in their eyes again. And it's often nice to see the families come out and support the person, to see that the people haven't given up on them. They haven't been abandoned. And there's some hope, and I guess I find that hopeful for me too.
We see people whose lives were not good prior to going into treatment. They go through treatment, they get into quality recovery, and their whole quality of existence changes remarkably, and these people do incredibly well.
Everyone has a story to tell, and AHS provides services that hear them.
For some people with alcohol, drug, or gambling problems, all the help they need can be found at the nearest
AHS Addiction and Mental Health Office.
The Business and Industry Clinic was the best place for me.